Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, my patrons? This is a complimentary quad, man. A complimentary quad for my long-term patron going by the name of 2 Beer. 2 Beer, thanks very much, brother. I appreciate you sending me the information and also the links to these 4 really excellent looking tracks, man. Now check this out. 2 Beer has sent us Elton John, Someone Save My Life Tonight, Page and Plant, The Rain Song, The Scorpions performing Drive, and Black Sabbath performing Wicked World. Now, 2 Beer left me a note saying that the first 3 tracks are live performances, and they're a little bit lengthy, and then Black Sabbath is a studio rendition of Wicked World. Sounds good, man. Let's get to it. First track being Someone Save My Life Tonight. Elton John, Someone Save My Life Tonight. Let's get it. Nice.
When I think of those eastern lights, muggy nights, the curtains drawn in the little room downstairs. Prima donna, Lord, you really should have been there, sitting like a princess perched in her electric chair. And it's one more beer and I don't hear you anymore. We've all gone crazy lately, my friends out there rolling round the basement floor. Oh, and someone saved my life tonight, Sugar Bear. You almost had your hooks in me, didn't you, dear? You nearly had me roped and tied. All about, hypnotized, sweet freedom whispered in my ear, you're a butterfly, and butterflies are free to fly, fly away, high away, bye bye. Ooh.
It's just him and his piano. No backing vocals, no one else. That's a great artist.
I never realized the passing hours of evening showers, a footnoose hanging in my darkest dream. I'm strangled by a haunted social scene. I'm just a pawn outplayed by a dominating queen. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Damn it, listen to me good. I'm sleeping by myself tonight, saving time. Thank God my music's still alive. Oh, someone saved my life tonight, Sugar Bear. You almost had your hooks in me, didn't you, dear? You nearly had me roped and tied. All about, hypnotized, sweet freedom whispered in my ear, you're a butterfly, and butterflies are free to fly, fly away. stocks and bonds, paying your HP demands forever. They're coming in the morning with a truck to take me home. Someone saved my life tonight. 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 So save your strength and run the field you played on. Ooh. Someone saved my life tonight. Sugar bear, you almost had your hooks in me, didn't you dare? You nearly had me roped and tied. All about hypnotized, sweet freedom, whispered in my ear, you're a butterfly. And butterflies are free to fly, fly away, high away, Someone save, someone save, someone save my life tonight. Someone save, someone save, someone save my life tonight. Someone save, someone save, someone save my life tonight.
He's crying out for help.
Someone save, someone save, someone save my life tonight.
He's caught in a really bad situation. He's trying to find a way out. It's a relationship with a dominating queen, he says. Man, that was masterful. That was fantastic. Elton John by himself, just him alone and his piano. No magic, no frills, no polished studio sound, just him unplugged with his piano. Fantastic, man. That is fantastic. Sounds just as good as the studio rendition, with all the flair and the backing vocals and all of the other polished elements of a studio. You can line them up side by side and they're both just as good. Fantastic. Oh man. I'm not gonna say back in the day when artists had some great skills and this and that. I know that in this day and age, there are great artists who are just as masterful, who can sit down with their respective instruments just like he did and create magic. What I will say is that you gotta go searching for them. That's what I'm gonna say. I think just back in the day, would you agree with me that there were just so many more artists that were just skilled like this, who were just readily available at our fingertips. And nowadays, we just got to go hunting to find them. Even though they're still around, we got to go searching for them. Would you agree with that? Because I don't want to put myself in that place of saying stuff like, oh, they just don't create artists like this anymore, or make music the way they used to, or anything like that. I know that's not true, but it's definitely, I'll go as far as saying buried treasure, and you just got to go seeking. Let me know what you think about that, man. Anyway, hey, this was fantastic. Wow. Two-Beer, where the hell did you find this clip, man? This was great, and judging by his clothes and his style and everything, it looked like it would have been late 70s, maybe early 80s. It's a really nice, elaborate looking setting. So, yeah, it doesn't tell me what year or where this was. But oh man, fantastic, fantastic. Just him and his piano. Love that. So, this is a complimentary quad, man. And being that 3 of these tracks are live and they're a little extended, I'm not going to go into too much reading introducing the artist. I'm just going to try and see if I can get some background on the song itself. And it's going to scalp me down from going off in a tangent and talking too much, because I could probably spend an hour talking about just this. So let's not do that. All right, there's the Wikipedia page for Someone Saved My Life Tonight. So, Someone Saved My Life Tonight is a song written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin from John's 1975 album Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. It was released as a single on the 23rd of June in 75, the only single released from the album. Like the rest of the album, the song is autobiographical. It tells the story of an attempted suicide by John. At 6 minutes and 45 seconds, it was long for a single, but owing to a highly personal nature of the lyrics, John refused to let it be cut down to a more typical single length. Still, despite the length, it peaked on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in the US at number 4 and in Canada on the RPM Top Singles chart at number 2. Taupin's lyrics refer to a time in '68 before John was popular as a musician, when John was engaged to be married to girlfriend Linda Woodrow. John and Woodrow were sharing a flat with Taupin in Forlong Road in Highbury, London, hence the opening line, "When I think of those East End lights." John did not love his girlfriend and felt trapped by the relationship. Feeling desperate, John contemplated suicide and even made a half-hearted attempt at asphyxiating himself with a gas oven in his home. He took refuge in his friends, especially Long John Baldry, who convinced John to abandon his plans to marry in order to salvage and maintain his musical career. His parents arrived the next day in a van to take him home. As a sign of respect and gratitude to Baldry, Taupin wrote him into the song as the someone in the title and also as Sugar Bear. Bernie Taupin was the first who found Elton. Elton had turned on the gas oven and lay down on the floor next to it. But he had also opened the kitchen window, rendering the attempt ineffective. Wow. That was a seriously low moment there in your life, Elton. Didn't know that. You talk about getting behind the music, man. You talk about getting the backstory. Every song has a unique story. What a story this song has. Reception. Some radio stations alter the song or refuse to play it due to the use of the phrase "damn it" in the second verse. At 6:45, this was one of John's longest singles and was supposed to be edited to a shorter version for radio consumption. However, John refused to let MCA Records cut it down. John has played the song live many times, one of his best-known recorded performances coming during the Central Park concert in September of 1980. Okay, man, and that is Wikipedia Song Fact Info on Someone Saved My Life Tonight. Man, how accurate is this song's tale of his autobiography, the life, with the exception of him actually detailing his attempted suicide by turning on the gas oven. I think the song tells you exactly what was happening in his life at that moment. He mentioned a dominating queen. Someone saved my life. He's a butterfly. He's got to fly. He mentioned, thank God that his music is still alive. And now it's filling in the blanks of Sugar Bear and that sort of thing, relying on his friends to get him through all of this. How accurate. You talk about telling a tale in song, liking songs that tell a story. Whew. You can't beat this one, man. Holy cow, let me tell you. Fantastic. On so many levels. Of course, I know this song. I've heard it before. But now putting it into context and getting the nuts and bolts of its background, it's just raised the level of the song in my mind now. How fantastic. I gotta go check out the whole album, man, if it's autobiographical, and go from there. Let me know what your favorite songs are on this entire album, and maybe send me, I don't know, a double shot, and maybe I'll do double shot reactions perhaps, especially if all of the tracks are this long. We'll see how that goes. Let me know what you think. Alright, man, so let's get to our second track here, man, and that being No Quarter by Page and Plant. Page and Plant, No Quarter. Let's get it. Wow, look at that set. Look at that stage.
It is the springtime of my loving, the second season I'm to know her. You are the sunlight in my growing, so little warm I felt before. It isn't hard to feel me glowing. I watched the fire that grew so low.
Nice. This is excellent. The spirit of his delivery, even when he's just still in a chill state. Jimmy Page has some sort of essence about him. I'm still trying to figure out why he's my favorite guitarist so far.
Summer of my smiles, flee from me, keepers of the bloom, speak These are the seasons of emotion. And like the wind, they rise and fall. This is a wonder of devotion. I see the torch we all must hold. This is a mystery of the quotient.
A little rain is falling. How true of life, how true of every relationship, no matter how perfect. Oh yeah, you guys, man, fantastic. Page and Plant, the Rain Song. You see that little nod that Plant gave Page at the very end there? I didn't miss that. That nod said everything. That nod said, yes, sir, you and I, we've got a history. We've traveled a long, long road, and it's led us to this point, and we've still got that element of what binds us, that touch of whatever it is that ordains us to be so in the zone, so great, even at our age. You know, they're still connected to that source. Just like the Flash has the Speed Force, these lads from Led Zeppelin have the creative force, the expressive force, the zone. I'm gonna call it that zone. You remember when Michael Jordan was saying, they were saying, how is it that you could score 90 points in one damn basketball game? And he said something about just letting it overcome him or letting it lead him, and it takes you into a zone, something like that. These guys are always in that zone. From the time they were in their early 20s, now it looks like they're in their mid to late 40s, still have that touch. And it's that essence, I think, that makes Jimmy Page so great in my eyes. He's my favorite guitarist to date because of this element, this touch of creativity, this touch of something. Still trying to articulate it, still trying to put words to it to describe. Even when he's sitting still on a stool like that, just playing, there's something coming from him, and it speaks to you. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you can have great accomplished guitarists, even more skilled than he is, but something emanates from him more so. Do you know what I'm talking about? There are some musicians that can play and it just gets under your skin and electrifies you. That's the effect he's got on me. That's why he's, and the spirit of his delivery, combining all of those things, man, makes him top in my mind. But collectively, Page and Plant and all of Led Zeppelin, they were all touched with this essence. And I believe that that is that elixir that makes them special. And so here's that question that I'm going to ask you again that I've asked a number of times already. In your walk through Led Zeppelin, Page, Plant, when did it dawn on you that these guys were very unique, that they were very special? And I'm asking you this question specifically to Beer. When did you become a Zeppelin fan? When did you embrace them as yours? You know what I'm saying? Let me know that. That'd be very interesting. I find that Led Zeppelin fans are just as intriguing as the band themselves. It's very, very interesting listening to Led Zeppelin fans talk about why they like Zeppelin. So let me know that. That'd be very interesting. Yeah, and another thing too, Beer. I'm pretty sure that you're a gent. I'm thinking about it now. I'm not quite sure if you're a lady or a gent. I think you're a gent. I remember Two Beer mentioning to me one time that he got his name from some of his military buddies. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But let me know if you're a lady or a gent, man, because I like to usually address the gents as brother and, you know, the ladies as sis. So let me know. So I can kind of put a little bit more of a personal address to who you are, man. So let's do a quick read here on No Quarter. I'm sorry, not No Quarter, the Rain Song. And I'm reading here, the Rain Song is from No Quarter, the live album. So let's start with that. Let's start with No Quarter, the live album, and then we'll bounce down to the Rain Song and read a bit of that. So, No Quarter. No Quarter is a live album by Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, both formerly of English rock band Led Zeppelin. It was released by Atlantic Records on the 14th of October in '94. The long-awaited reunion between Page and Plant occurred on a 90-minute unleaded MTV project recorded in Morocco, Wales, and London. In addition to acoustic numbers, the album features a reworking of Led Zeppelin classics featuring a Moroccan string band and Egyptian orchestra supplementing a core group of rock and roll musicians. The album was number 4 on the debut on the Billboard's Pop Albums chart. Several years later, Plant reflected on the collaboration very positively. Quote, "The will and the eagerness with Unleaded were fantastic, and Page was really creative. Jimmy and I went in a room, and it was back, that creative element. His riffs were spectacular. To take it as far as we did, and the tour we did, it's one of the most ambitious and mind-altering experiences." Unquote. That's coming from Robert Plant. Hey, that goes right back to that nod that he gave him at the end. You know? Excellent. So the Rain Song. The Rain Song is a ballad of over 7 minutes in length. Guitarist Jimmy Page originally constructed the melody of this song at his home in Compton, England, where he had recently installed a studio mixing console. Page was able to bring in a completed arrangement of the melody, for which singer Robert Plant was composing the words. Plant ranks his vocal performance on the track as one of his best. George Harrison was reportedly the inspiration for the Rain Song when he made a comment to Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham about the fact that the group never wrote any ballads. Said Page in an interview, quote, "George was talking to Bonzo one evening and said, 'The problem with you guys is that you never do ballads.' I said, 'I'll give him a ballad,' and I wrote Rain Song, which appears on Houses of the Holy. In fact, you'll notice I even quote something in the song's first 2 chords." Unquote. Record producer Rick Rubin says, "I don't even know what kind of music this is. It defies classification. There's such tasteful, beautiful detail in the guitar and a triumphant feel when the drums come in. It's sad and moody and strong, all at the same time. I could listen to this song all day. That would be a good day." Unquote. Yeah, Rick, you're so right, man. Going from, he says sad, moody, and strong. I typically describe it as whisper and then the thunder and then back again. But yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Fantastic, man. Yeah, the rain song. To date, I believe, I'd have to stretch my mind to challenge this belief, but I believe it to be still my favorite rock and roll ballad to date. And here's a challenge for you. I'm sure that you can come up with a few. What other songs in a rock and roll ballad form stands shoulder to shoulder with the Rain song? Rank the Rain song on your list of great rock and roll ballads. Where do you put it and why? In my mind right now, with my limited rock exposure, it's number one for me until I come across another one that matches it or unseats it. So far, I think it's number one for me. I did a reaction to it last year. It was one of my first Led Zeppelin reactions, and I was discovering a new dimension in the rabbit hole. And this was the first song that broke me into that new dimension. And I realized, oh man, you know what I thought that I knew about Led Zeppelin is really, really being challenged and stretched here in the form of ballads. Because typically I don't like ballads at all. But I really surprised myself by really, really liking this. I can't even remember what month that was, but you know what I'll do? I'll link that reaction in the description. You can go back. It was one of my very first, you'll be able to tell. And it was the first time that, my mouth was open and a lot of words weren't coming out of it. You'll see the expression on my face. All right, then, let's get to our third track, and that being Drive from the Scorpions. The Scorpions, Drive. Let's get it.
Who's gonna tell you when it's too late? Who's gonna tell you things aren't so great? You can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home tonight? Who's gonna pick you up when you fall? Yeah.
That's
Who's
great.
gonna hang it up when you call? Who's gonna pay attention to your dreams?
Nice.
Who's gonna block your ears when you scream? You can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home tonight?
his voice is really well suited to sing this too. And it's the exact same voice as way back in the day. Excellent. Excellent. That was excellent, man. Who's gonna drive you home? Or just drive? The original song by the Cars. Took me a while there. Yeah, fantastic, man. Yeah, excellent cover, excellent rendition of that song. Very, very well done, man. Yeah, the Scorpions. Geez, man. I know that they had a string of hits in the late 70s, early 80s. Of course, I remember Rock You Like a Hurricane. I can't remember the other song. There's one that came before it that was really popular. It was fast. And then there was a slow one that came after Rock You Like a Hurricane on the same album. I even remember having a slow dance to it, but I can't remember the name of it. I would have to hear it to remember. But it was a big, big hit of theirs. Do you know the song I'm talking about? I don't know how many hits they've had, the Scorpions. But I remember that they had a really big, big hit. It was a slow one. Something about giving him another chance, or something like that. Anyway, I'll have to do my research. So, Drive. Let's do a little read on Drive, man, and get a little context. Drive. Drive is a 1984 song by the Cars, the third single from the band's Heartbeat City album, released in March of '84, and their biggest international hit. Written by Rick Ocasek, the track was sung by bassist Benjamin Orr and produced by Robert John Mutt Lang with the band. Upon its release, Drive became the Cars' highest charting single in most territories. In the US, it peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. On the Adult Contemporary chart, the song went to number 1. It reached number 5 in '85 in the UK, number 4 in West Germany, number 6 in Canada, and number 3 in Ireland. Famous covers. Yo, man. You look at the people that covered this song. Okay, let's bounce around a little bit. Let's go to the Scorpions one. In 2001, the German rock band Scorpions covered the song on their live Unplugged album, Acoustica. Other artists include Ziggy Marley, Des O'Connor, Straw People, Deftones, Julio Iglesias, Jason Donovan, US hard rock band 6am, Stereo Love and Matt Albert. Yeah, okay, man. There's way too many people. It's been covered by a lot of people. Excellent song. Well, yeah, I even remember the video. And I think, what was it? I think that they were just in a room, and the guy singing was just sitting on a chair, and it was just like an empty dead space. That video was forever burned in my mind. It was just so somber and so ominous, and I thought to myself, wow, it's not exactly depressing, but it really, really kind of funnels your focus. And I said, geez, this song is either going to be easily forgotten and passed over, or it's going to make a big boom. And obviously it made a big boom. Fantastic, man. Yeah, that takes me all the way back to when the video aired in the early 80s, man. Okay, so that was Drive. So let's bounce to our final track, man. That being Wicked World by Black Sabbath. That cover by the Scorpions was excellent. Alright. Wicked World, Black Sabbath. Let's get it. Great musicianship. Billboard. Geezer Buckley. All of them. Tony. They're all great. Wow. What a message. You can put man on the moon easy while people here on Earth are dying of diseases. You talk about not having your priorities right. These guys make such strong statements. His guitar is so distinct, you know that it's him.
A woman goes to work every day after day. She just goes to work just to earn her pay. Child sitting crying, finding life was harder. He doesn't even know who is his father.
He doesn't know who is his father. Social, political, economic. This song addresses everything. Challenges your morals. Also a call and a challenge to action. That's what Black Sabbath songs are all about. Wicked world. We can put men on the moon, while here on Earth, people are dying of diseases. So we're spending all of this money and resources on exploring the stars, while we're not even taking care of our own here in our very own backyard. You know what I'm saying? Some people living in luxury, while just across the pond, they were saying, other people are counting the dead bodies. So what's their point? Their point is that we have enough resources to make everybody healthy, wealthy, and wise. But because of greed and a redirecting of priority, it's a great divide between those who are privileged and those who are being kept under. Man, these statements that Black Sabbath make in their songs, it has such a powerful impact. The political and the social statements that they make just makes you sit, wonder for a while. And then the instrumentals, it's such a exclamation point in a message, and how they stretch out the instrumentals and let you absorb and soak everything up. It's kind of like that trademark about Black Sabbath that I really, really love and embrace. That's the charm of Black Sabbath to me. A combination of those things. That's why I really hold these guys in such high regard. And that's why I really get annoyed and defensive and sometimes jump in the face of ignorant people who want to classify them as being evil or demonic or all of this sort of thing. Man, you should see me tear the strip off of some of my friends. Over a month or so ago, I had this encounter with a buddy's mom. She's an old Orthodox lady, and oh man, if you guys had been there in that conversation, I was leaning into this lady hard, man. And at the end of it, she is usually the person to have the last word. Well, she was rendered speechless at the end by the time I was done with her. When you listen to Black Sabbath and all you can pick up from them is a vibe of being evil or whatever it is that you're thinking, that tells me that you're not paying enough attention. Because, you listen to a song like this, I'm not seeing evil intention. I'm not seeing maliciousness or waywardness or anything like that. What I'm seeing is a bunch of men who really, really care about the environment and about the structure on the world stage and the security and the future of the world and the planet. They really, really address some serious issues in their music, man. So anyway, I went way off there. My mind's eye is just going into all of the different dumbass friends and people who've said some stupid things to me in the last little while. But anyway, let's get back to the focus of the song. Great song, great musicianship, powerful, powerful message. And I notice a pattern with you too, Beer. Every single one of these songs tells a story, and it has a very, very strong message behind it. So obviously you're a very, very strong thinking individual. And again, I'm pretty sure that you're a gent, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah, man. So yeah, that tells me a lot about you, that these songs have strong messages and that you gravitate towards music that has a message and has an impact and moves you to a certain degree. That's excellent. I feel you, man. That's exactly the way I am for the most part. And I can separate great musicianship and everything else and really, really hone in on the message. And when that comes through, that is the lasting impression on me first, and then everything else comes after that. With Black Sabbath, man, those instrumentals accompany the message. It's a immediate second, and it really, really drives the point home. It's the exclamation point that I really like about their music, man. All right, so let's do, sorry about the frog in my throat. Let's do a quick read here on Black Sabbath, Wicked World. Okay, what I'm seeing here is it's more album information than song info. So let's just read a little album info and then go from there, man. So, Wicked World appears on the album Black Sabbath, released in 1970. The album reached number 8 on the UK albums charts and number 23 on the Billboard charts. Black Sabbath is widely considered the first heavy metal album. Additionally, the opening track of the album, Black Sabbath, is widely considered to be the first doom metal song. After Tony Iommi left his momentary gig with Jethro Tull, he brought the work ethic he'd seen in Tull back to the band that would become Black Sabbath. Wicked World was one of the first songs that the band wrote as a result of their renewed work ethic. Reception of the album. Black Sabbath received negative reviews from contemporary critics. Rolling Stone's Lester Bangs described the song as, quote, just like Cream, but worse. And he dismissed the album as a shuck, despite the murky song titles and some inane lyrics that sound like Vanilla Fudge paying doggerel tribute to Aleister Crowley. Wow. Robert Christgau, writing for the Village Voice, panned the album as bullshit necromancy. He later described it as a reflection of the worst of the counterculture, including drug-impaired reaction time and long solos. Yo, man. You can do better. Tell us how you really, really feel. Don't hold back. Damn. Album legacy. Retrospective reviews of Black Sabbath have been positive. BBC Music's Pete Marsh referred to Black Sabbath as an album that changed the face of rock music. In Mike Wall's book, Black Sabbath, Symptom of the Universe, Butler reflects, the London press absolutely hated us when we made it, because they had never written an article about us. They didn't know of us. When our first album, the first week, went straight into the charts, the London press went like, what the hell's going on here? And they've hated us ever since. They hated them because they weren't the first to introduce them, to cover them, to kind of get a reins of control, perhaps. Kind of like the same way Rolling Stone might have disliked Led Zeppelin. Was it along the same lines? I'm feeling that it was. In 1989, Kerrang ranked Black Sabbath number 31 on their 100 greatest heavy metal albums of all time. In 2005, it was ranked number 238 on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. What a big change from the first time it debuted to now, according to Rolling Stone. It was ranked number 243 in a revised edition of the same list in 2012. Even growing higher. Excellent. Rolling Stone ranked Black Sabbath number 44 in their list of the 100 best debut albums of all time. Damn. And they slammed them so hard at first, describing it as the sound of 1,000 bands. Additionally, in 2017, the magazine ranked it 5th on their list of the 100 greatest metal albums of all time. Wow, what a switch for Rolling Stone from the first time they debuted to the present. The album was also included in the book of 1001 albums you must hear before you die. Okay. And that, wow, what a switch from their debut, the way the critics jumped on them, especially Rolling Stone, to now, many years later, looking back, I guess time changes so much, you know. They're changing their tune in regards to not only Led Zeppelin, I've observed, but also Black Sabbath. Okay. Well, at least somehow, at some point in time, they get it, you know what I mean? So that's good. It's good saving grace for them. But harsh in the beginning, damn. Anyway, man, so these 4 songs collectively, fantastic pairing. Two Beer, I gotta give you props, brother. You really put together an excellent quad here, man. And yes, these 3 songs were a little bit longer because they were more live renditions, but definitely well worth checking out and sitting through. One observation that I'm going to make and recommend to you and to all of the other patrons down the road, consider this. These live performances would be great installments for the Patreon exclusive. So what I'd recommend to you, perhaps, it's not laid in stone or anything. You can do whatever the heck you want, especially it being your complimentary quad. But I would recommend saving your live performance for the Patreon exclusive. Add that to the list, and then just come up with a couple of other songs, perhaps maybe just being more the studio stuff. So you've got your complimentary quad, which is your studio stuff, and then you can also, on top of that, save your live performances and just have me put it on the calendar for the Patreon exclusive. Just a thought, but of course you don't have to follow that advice strictly. It's just getting a little bit more bang for the buck, killing 2 birds with 1 stone, that sort of thing. That was just a thought, but all the same, man. Hey, man. These were fantastic tracks. I like the idea of them having a great backstory, telling a great story, and having a very strong message with it. The live performances, oh man, are so good. All 3 of those live performances were top notch. And the Scorpions cover of Drive was excellent. The lead singer's voice with that song, such a really good pairing. Like the background singers backing him up and the orchestra backing him up. Page and Plant, same thing. Great backing orchestra. I noticed that the drummer, when he was bringing the thunder, he had those huge drumsticks. I believe they're called trees. Same that John Bonham uses. Confirm if those are trees that he was using. They looked huge to me. And of course, Elton just by himself with his piano. Fantastic, man. Absolutely. This was a great quad 2 Beer. Let me just scroll down here before I bounce, man. And apologies that this quad is definitely going to be over an hour long. I talked a hellacious amount, but sometimes it's just got to be done. Okay. So what am I looking at here? We're at the 2nd or the 3rd of August, and I just wanted to give you guys a super quick update. I mentioned to you guys in a text post that I'm having some YouTube issues. YouTube, all of a sudden, after a year of me being now doing the same thing, all of a sudden has a problem with me alerting you guys and letting you know who the artist of the month is. Van Halen is the artist of the month for August, and they gave me a strike saying that I am not allowed to alert you with the use of a thumbnail, especially if the thumbnail and the body of the message, the text message, is not consistent with the same topic, and therefore it's scamming viewers and misleading viewers and some nonsense like that. But it is related. It's about Van Halen. And I've been doing this for a year, so I don't understand it exactly. Anyway, it's in appeal. I can't upload anything for a week. So I'm pretty much just going to go the alternate routes. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You should know what I'm talking about. And YouTube, hey man, you know, when you're dealing with content like this, using copyright content and other people's content, of course they've got to watch themselves. I've got to watch myself, and we're both collectively using other people's material. And so we always have to understand that, and sometimes let some shit slide with it. You know what I mean? Because the artist and the labels, they tolerate our use of their stuff. You know, even if it isn't directly an issue from the labels, I understand that YouTube has to watch out for themselves. So being a little bit too overprotective is better than being a little bit too slack. So I understand it. It's a little inconvenient, but overall, I get it, man. And I'm glad that you guys understand it as well. So I'm not going to jump on them too much. They've got to watch their backs. So that's my update about that. Even though I can't upload anything to YouTube for a week, I have my alternate means, right? So that's my update. And Con Sigamoslo, you're up next, brother. I believe you're a gent. Confirm for me if you're a lady or a gent. I'm pretty sure that you're a gent. So your complimentary quad is coming up next, man. Look for that in about a day or two. I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to get that done. I've got a day off coming up pretty soon, so that'll be my chance to get a few of these popping, man. And give me some more recommendations for the Patreon exclusive, if you don't mind. I definitely have another. I have it on the calendar for this week, but I'm not quite sure if I actually have a reaction and a song loaded. So please send me some recommendations for the Patreon exclusive. If you have before, please send it again, just in case I might have missed it. Anyway, that is my reaction to this fantastic quad. Thanks again to Beer. This was well done, and I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more. I love these Patreon complimentary quads, man. They're really fantastic, and I kick myself in the butt for not starting it sooner, you know. But hey, we're doing this now, and I'm having a great time with it. You guys have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you in my next complimentary quad. Peace.